Hey, this is Sparkaleptic with a review for StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm.
Proud Dominion citizens, the Zerg threat has been removed. Their swarm is leaderless. We have won.
The killing will never stop until Minsk is dead.
If there's one thing Blizzard has been good at, it's excellent storytelling. I remember playing their games starting with Warcraft, then Warcraft 2, and then there was StarCraft, Warcraft 3, completely missed out on World of Warcraft, and then StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty. They have astounding storytelling when it comes to the creation of the universe, presenting you with the characters, and even the invention of this whole world that they offer you. I'm a bigger fan of sci-fi, so that's why I always prefer StarCraft over Warcraft any time of the day. And this whole complexity of the races between the Protoss, Zerg, and Terran really captured my imagination from early on. One of the best things about their storytelling as well is that they're not afraid to take any risks. In fact, one of the most interesting plot twists in video game history happens in the first StarCraft when Kerrigan turns from a Terran ghost to a Zerg to the Zerg Queen of the Blades.
Arise, my daughter. Arise, Kerrigan.
By your will, Father, I live to serve. Let all who oppose the Overmind feel the wrath of the Swarm.
It was an astounding moment that left you in awe because you could have not expected such a twist in the story. Now, in Wings of Liberty, the campaign was actually very interesting. You had a storyline that goes through as you control the Hyperion and Jim Raynor's story, and you see exactly how it evolves. And then you have some subplots they can choose. You can take either of two missions sometimes, and then the game alters according to the story and in accordance with what choice you took. Unfortunately, in Heart of the Swarm, it's really been dumbed down, and you're only given a linear storyline to go through. Now, I'm not saying that the storyline is uninteresting or that it's dull. I'm just saying it could have been much more, and I believe Blizzard might actually have considered the single-player campaign an afterthought. Obviously, Blizzard put a lot of weight behind the multiplayer, but they really forgot to pay attention to the single-player campaign. As I said, it's very linear, and the campaign might take you no longer than 8 hours to complete. It might take you between 10 to 12 hours if you're a completionist and you really want to finish every single submission within the mission so that you get every single badge, trophy, unlock more portraits, decals for you to use in your multiplayer games. But unfortunately, it's really lacking. Even when it comes to the story, I mean, Sarah Kerrigan is supposed to be a sadistic individual, someone who would stop at nothing to destroy everything and to rape everything in her view. Unfortunately, the Sarah Kerrigan, or the Queen of Blades in Heart of the Swarm, is more of a human or a Terran, much less of a Zerg. Yes, she has the kind of rage abilities. Yes, she's very angry. Yes, she's very vengeful, but she's much more human. She has a lot of emotions towards Jim Raynor, which Blizzard have chosen to focus a lot on. The story between Kerrigan and Jim Raynor being that of a Romeo and Juliet story, two people who love each other to death, but they can't be with each other. That kind of star-crossed lover kind of story a bit clashes with what I was expecting from the Zerg campaign. When we played the Wings of Liberty campaign, it was all about understanding the whole universe of StarCraft 2 all over again, how it evolved, how it maintained itself since the first StarCraft. And it was all about passion, understanding. It was very human because all the characters were Terran, and you were fighting against the Zerg, and you were battling Sarah Kerrigan. And I still remember also there was a part in the Wings of Liberty where Sarah Kerrigan came off in a mission, and she was unbeatable. She'd come at you with wave after wave after wave of the swarm, and I was really looking forward to actually getting control of her. Because after I shed my emotions with the Wings of Liberty campaign, I was expecting to have a lot of rage for this one. I mean, it's the Zerg, it's the swarm. I didn't get that kind of rage. I didn't get the kind of catharsis I was looking for when it comes to the Zerg. It turned out to be an extension of the Wings of Liberty campaign and a kind of a decent connector, if you'd like, with the third upcoming add-on, which is going to be the Protoss campaign. You have no subplots, but what I mean by subplots is you don't have any choices, any trees in the story for you to choose which direction you'd like to take, with certain consequences taking place in accordance. So the story does take a hit, but There are a lot of things that are awesome this time around. The graphics have been tweaked, surprisingly enough, as awesome as the graphics in Wings of Liberty were. This time around, they're even a bit more sharper. You can see even with the visuals, the CG, even the use of the in-game cinematics, the way that they present the game. Sometimes you'd have a certain planet and you're approaching that planet. You have this whole zooming effect from the atmosphere all the way down to the ground. Yes, it's just cinematic and it's not really something you can use in-game, but it's still a nice touch. Also, one thing I enjoyed about the Zerg is the whole evolution chamber kind of thing. In the Wings of Liberty, you had the troops upgrading themselves mechanically using robotics, and you had the engineer Swan who helped you do this. This time around, you're evolving, and it's really awesome to see how they've really picked up the skill of the Zergs being organic beasts, evolving into creatures much stronger than they are. StarCraft 2 ultimately is a multiplayer game, and a lot of people have been playing the beta of the Heart of the Swarm for the extra characters, for the extra bounces that Blizzard has offered on the game. And I have to tell you this, nothing beats an awesome StarCraft 2 multiplayer with an extra addition this time, which is XP points. Right now, there's some sort of a gamification going on, so you're not only unlocking portraits or decals or certain trophies and rewards, you also gain XP for every kill you do during a multiplayer matchup, and this XP is used to unlock further other rewards. StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm is absolutely magnificent. With everything that I've said before, the storyline is awesome, though limited for the single player campaign. The multiplayer is still top notch. The music is not as impressive as I would have wanted it to be, but it does play its role and does deliver an awesome soundtrack. All in all, I'd give this game an easy 8.5 over 10 for sheer replayability value, for you to go back and replay the single player campaign, whether you want to unlock more trophies and rewards, or you just want to keep playing multiplayer with your friends online, or just challenge them. I've heard some friends tell me that as good as they are, they didn't even dare approach the Korean servers because these people are killers. How about you guys? You tell me what you guys think. Drop me a comment, tell me what you guys think of the game, if you've played it or not. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks a lot for checking me out, and that was my review of StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm.
What have you done?
What I